I'm Wendy Daws and I am the Artistic Director of the Mess Room in Medway. Mess Room began in the summer of 2017 with myself and Christopher Saker, and we were running our workshops for me, blind and partially sighted people, and Christopher deaf and hard of hearing, and we became a community interest company in 2021. So we worked hard during lockdown, and the whole ethos of the Mess Room is that you can come into the Mess Room and you can create art and be as messy as you like. You can explore, you can try things out, and what has become apparent to me, that the Mess Room doesn't have to happen in the Mess Room. The Mess Room can be anywhere. So it's what you're holding in your head is the Mess Room for me. I first knew of Electric Medway in its first couple of years of it running, and I visited some of the events that were held, and I was keen to see how we might be able to get involved with the audience that I work with. The Mess Room was commissioned in 2020, so for our involvement with Electric Medway, I was privileged to turn up on people's doorsteps, because it was that time when you couldn't get anywhere near anybody else. So I arranged to meet in people's back gardens, on their doorsteps, and they were creating artwork for a project called Out of Sight, Not Out of Mind. And then for Electric Medway, we made a series of films of people in their, where they make their artwork, whether it was in their garden or it was in their shed. And it was a really fantastic way to capture what people were doing now that it was lockdown. So they could still carry on making. We were still in contact by phone and by email, and the films were produced. I think there were 7 films in total, so that was a real honour to have those online. And we still use those films, and we still use those films now, and they've been a really great help in trying to get across to people what it is we do with blind and partially sighted people. The Medway towns are really lucky that they have Electric Medway on their doorsteps, absolutely. It's a really fantastic festival, and the fact we know it's going to come each year, always, that it's grown so much, and the artists, the young people, the tech, everything that's been involved is always a complete surprise as to what's going to happen. So like projection mapping onto buildings, walking along past the lamppost in the high street, and then you can see alien plant forms growing up around you. And that's I think whatever age group, if you can use your mobile phone to make that work, that's just been they're like standout highlights for me. The thing about the impact that Electric Medway has had on us as the Mess Room is getting across really quickly from the films that were made. All those, 4 years ago these films were made, and that was snapshots of people in their back gardens, in their sheds, in perhaps their front room or on their doorstep, but trying to get across to others what it's like to have an eyesight condition, so sight loss, whether it's degenerative or you've had it your entire life, and that you can still do things. You are perfectly capable of living a life with an eye condition, and I think the films have had the highest impact for us as a way of getting across what it's like, that you're still part of society, and you can still be valued. And they're all favourites, these films. I particularly love Jeff filming his wood turning in his shed, because that was a revelation to see him doing that, and I was doing that with my hands over my eyes. But I think, yeah, impact wise, that is the legacy of those films continues now and will do. The fact that you're still going, and I hope you carry on going forever. It's been a fantastic ride, and it's just great to be involved in any way, even as that spectator. I'm looking forward to what comes next.